Welcome to another episode of GemTalks, brought to you by Des Moines New Age Radio on Spotify and Des Moines New Age Shop and Community Center. Now, tonight we're speaking about Fire Agate, but we have a guest on. His name is Nico O'Neill, and he's just as much of a rock hound as I am, so he is an awesome and perfect guest. He's been super busy lately, so we're really happy that he's coming on with us. Now, Fire Agate, it's awesome. It's a chalcedony. It's expensive. It's only found in the American Southwest. And it's a great stone for mental clarity, but also for flushing out toxicity, negativity, things like that. But I'm not the Fire Agate expert. Nico is. So without further ado, here we go. Boop. Hey,
how's it going, guys?
I love the background.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead. I gave a short introduction, but you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, guys. I am Nico. I am a folk practitioner and amateur rock hound, crystal collector. I do crystal healing. I'm also a Reiki master. So I use crystal.
You froze and then muted out.
I have gone dark.
Come back to us.
Am I back?
Kind of. The audio's lagging. It's
what the hell?
Don't worry. There's so much chaos going on in the skies and around with energy and everything.
I'm gonna say today is the last night of Mercury's shadow phase.
Yes, sir.
It's on the way out, hopefully.
Well, but then you've got Uranus, which is coming in, and with everything going on, we've got some pivotal changes coming up.
Oh yeah, it's not going to get much better.
No, a little bit. Actually, no. I was doing some research. Apparently, this is end of chapter vibes. Time to tie off loose ends. Time to actually start forging ahead on the life you really do want to make. Because it's in your hands. It can go either way. You can have more of the same that we've had for the last 5 years or so, or you can have something better.
Yep. And this is a good stone for that too.
I don't know about your life, but mine has been in complete and utter and absolute chaos.
It's been interesting, especially this last week.
Dude. Oh, by the way, congratulations. You have your own live stream Within the Cauldron Meet the Witches, is it?
It's Within the Cauldron is the name of it, and then we did our intro episode, which was Meet the Witches.
Okay, awesome. Now, are you going to have panelists, or is it just going to be static hosts?
We are also going to have panelists. That's in the works. We've been doing some networking, so I'm hoping that here in the future we'll have maybe some new coming authors or, high priests, priestesses of different covens, things like that.
Or do you just want to focus on the more religional end, or would you like a couple authors that they write on metaphysical subjects?
I think the plan's to go kind of full round the whole spiritual community. So we're trying to do like Satanist, like theoretical Satanists, the whole whatever we can get our fingers into.
Okay. Well, I think I know a couple of authors for you, and I will send them your way through chat. By the way, I'm sorry I just went completely dark on messages. I felt really bad, but I wasn't able to respond to anybody.
No problem at all. Trust me, I understand. We had the service from my uncle, and
yeah. Are you okay?
And then we had there was a active. I don't know how to say this on here. An active thread at the school for my brother-in-law.
What?
And yeah, that was yesterday. I got that text message you never want to see. The "I love you and I'm really scared." Somebody's banging on the doors, and there's noises in the hallway. And one student was heard. They're critical, but I'm hoping that everything goes smoothly with that.
Well, let's send some positive energy that way. Wow.
That's not a fun injury.
No. Delia, knock, knock. Hey, Delia, good to have you on. Yeah, oh my God. So I see your life, just like everybody else's, is going in the toilet. Mazel tov! There's no vodka in there, but there will be after I do some packing tonight.
I don't blame you.
No, so at the house, I've been living out of a hotel for the last week or so.
Ew.
Collapsed sewer line.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I
Oh
know
no.
what that smells like.
Oh baby, it gets so much worse. There's trouble on the business front too. There's more damage from the tornado.
Oh yeah, it's like peeling an onion.
Oh, it's gonna get so much worse. But I will talk about that. I was hoping that I had a couple solutions, but there are no solutions. Oh yeah. I think this is the universe way of saying, Alicia, we are sending you this way. And I'm like, no, I'm going this way. And they're like, okay, the road's closed and you had an avalanche. Well, I'm going to climb through that avalanche. I'm going to move those bolts. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, set it on fire. Just set it all on fire.
Just pick you up and be like, nope, wrong way. It's this one.
Yep. Yeah. So I will be talking more about that as we go on. But oh, God. Nico, I tell you what, I know everything's falling apart to fall into place, but I was crying in the shower last night. Not going to lie.
Fair, honestly, fair. I was crying yesterday too, so you're not the only one.
High five. High five.
Yeah.
But no, and then I wanted to ask, when do you do the live stream? I apologize. I am not keeping track of anything.
Normally Thursdays,
Okay.
but they're still working on the time slot with the girls and the kids and trying to figure out like dinner time and because they want to get the kids down for bed before.
I
So
completely understand.
I don't know, somewhere like 7 to like 9 at night.
Oh, okay. So no more round tables for you.
I can try. It just
Mhm.
depends
It's okay.
because I have everything set up for Chrissy to also be able to access my stuff on it. So there may be times it just depends on the conversation.
I will message you, but I do want to do a Tuesday night talk on Land Veda.
Yes, I am prepared for that one.
Okay,
Just with
perfect.
the last week,
Yeah.
it was they
No.
moved the services and it was like, okay, he's getting cremated. Oh, okay. So we went from it was going to be Sunday, Monday, and then they reread the or found the will and was like, no, he wanted to be cremated. So he got with private viewing Tuesday. He went in for cremation, had the service Thursday. So to go tell my boss, like, I'm so sorry. I know this was sudden, but the dates are wrong.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So, what's your predictions as a rune reader? Pull a rune for us, and if you don't mind, and let's see when all the chaos is going to come to conclusion.
I really hope it's not one. I have 2 runes I really don't want to pull, and I really hope that it's not one of those.
Well, the happy thought is we are in our manifestation cycle of the lunar cycle. So write it down. And what do you want to happen by the end of the cycle?
Yeah. Let's see. We're looking at it was steady progress, movement, a physical shift. So what do you mean by a physical shift? What are I guess there will be a sign.
Damn it, runes. That is the vaguest I've heard runes be. All right, hold on.
No.
Delia, I just wanted to let you know that the White Eagle Powwow is this weekend starting Saturday, 10 a.m. at Chester Park. Awesome. That is always a fun
That'll be
time.
fun.
I won't be there because I'm dealing with stuff with the building. Yeah, I'll say more about that later. Anyway, Nico, Fire Agate, back on track.
So to start out, you talked about it's a Chalcedony and also an agate.
Mhm.
It is mostly found between the South Dakota Black Hills region and then Mexico is where we find a majority of it.
And the American Southwest.
Yep. And it is
Super duper
absolutely gorgeous. And
Yep.
large pieces, super expensive. You can find small pieces in jewelry or tumbles. This stone does a lot. So the lore on the stone is it was originally used and respected by Native Americans for its attribute to the fire energy, which is kind of where we get the name. So they believed that it was attributed to the element of fire itself. It housed the spirit of fire.
Actually, I can see it by looking at it, though.
hmm And it does have a lot of fire energy. It has a lot of its associations are fire. Um, it is really good for heating up intimacy and
Yeah.
situations like that. It's great for the lower chakras, the sacral, your sacral and root chakra.
Hey,
It
what
deals with
about
grounding.
busting up laziness?
Yeah, this is your motivator. This is when you don't. So if you feel like you're lacking a purpose, that you don't know where you're going on your spiritual path, you don't know where you're going physically, you have a lot of choices to make. This stone kind of pushes you for your best good,
Okay.
um, as well as I have notes 1 second here. It was also used imported by ancient Romans. There was a pocket out in, I believe, Italy, because it's made from volcanic material. It was used to thwart snake bites and receive favor from the gods, and also used for protection and healing. It's supposed to prevent nightmares and help you sleep if you have insomnia, as well as supposedly cure another myriad of physical illnesses. So it's really good for healing in that aspect, just on the folklore side.
Okay.
Um, it's a stone that one of its, besides being a motivator and a spiritual mover, it is really, really good as a ward against negative energy. It repels negative energy from the emotional body and from the aura itself. So
By the way, if
it's
y'all are wondering what I'm doing, I'm actually looking it up in a ring. Go ahead. Keep going.
and so it is a fantastic protection stone as far as like for psychic defense against the evil eye, bad intents. It returns to sender. I love Fire Agate for that alone and everything else that this thing does.
Yeah, that is actually pretty cool. All right. It looks like I'm gonna need to get myself a big ass ring of it. Just like one of those really hold on. Hold on. It's beautiful, Delia and Delia. Do you have any in your store? Yes, I used to. I don't know if I have any right now because I just had a lady come in and buy a bunch of stuff. I'm in my fall cleaning sale.
Let's say the
Basically,
one here that had it doesn't have it anymore because it's on mine now.
I was gonna say fire agate is expensive to actually purchase.
Good
Um,
quality, good
yeah,
quality Fire Agate is expensive. You can get really bad quality, okay prices.
yeah,
But
but
if you want it to be really pretty, and especially in jewelry, you're gonna pay a penny.
I really like. I prefer to have something of quality. I have some of
Yep.
the cheaper stuff, but that the stuff you see behind me, I had it in the shop. I don't know if I
Mm,
have it currently. I'll ask Nicole later. She was in the shop today. She's actually feeling a little bit better. She's still in her brace and her sling thing for her arm, but she is starting to get back to work and everything.
okay.
Believe it or not, they cleared her to drive. I mean, she's literally like this, and they cleared her to drive. Like, we go down the road here. I'm like, okay, workman's comp's a little bit more intense than I remember.
The weird one for Fire Agate, though, is while it's associated heavily with fire, it's also an agate and associated with grounding and balance and those emotional states and like bringing stability to those.
Yep.
So it's really, really good stone to connect with Mother Earth and like grounding energies, and especially to where if you're doing healing work because it boosts the vitality in your body as well. So if you do like healing outside of Reiki, it's a great stone because it boosts your energy while you're doing the work, so you don't feel as tired after.
Oh, hey, I found a piece of glitter in resin for $750 in a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Claiming to
Yep.
be fire agate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Dennis McCullough, which would win in a fight between Agate and Jasper? Nico, I'll let you take that one. And Dennis, she heard your disparaging comment. She's in my living room right now.
If you offered me a piece of regular agate or a piece of. So, in my opinion, fire agate is the best version of agate.
Really?
Um, I just like it. It's pretty.
Okay.
I don't get me wrong. I love blue lace agate.
I was gonna say there's so many different agates. Even black
Yeah.
agate is actually
Hmm.
pretty cool.
Oh yeah, you get your sardonyx agates and things like that.
Mhm.
If they get they can get really pretty banding. Absolutely gorgeous.
I mean,
I
technically, even carnelian's really an agate.
Yeah, carnelian's also an agate.
That's
That's
beautiful.
actually that's one thing to be careful of. Some people try to sell fire agate imitation because of how
Mhm.
expensive it can be to
Well,
get the
yeah.
pretty ones, and they make it by heat treating carnelian. So they heat
Yeah.
treat carnelian that have clear pieces in it so that they fracture and get refractive.
Poor
It's
carnelian.
if there's something pretty, there's a fake.
Oh yeah, no. When they started faking Himalayan salt lamps, I was done. I'm like, really, guys? It's salt. It's literally salt. Dennis McCullough, why all the hate for moss agate? I don't
I
know.
also really love moss agate. Like as somebody who does gardening and the stability, the growth, the like positive push, I have moss agate. Like as far as jewelry goes, I prefer fire agate because it's got that iridescence to it, and
Mhm.
I'm like a crow. If it's shiny, it's sparkly, it's iridescent, I want it, give it to me now.
Right.
But honestly, like the you can't see the wall behind me, but I have like 12 towers of moss agate
Wow.
just because I'll use them in crystal grids for stability, for doing earth healing, things like that, to help connect to those earth energies, and like they work with land spirits really well. But we're on fire agate.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Actually, yeah, that does make sense. No, Nicole, one of her bigs is moss agate, if
Hmm.
I remember correctly. Dennis will message me here in a minute if she disagrees, but no, yeah, I don't know. Every once in a while, I will enjoy a piece of moss agate, but it's not 100% the stone for me. I even have a ring of it. What wins in a battle between fire agate versus opal? Definitely fire agate. Fire agate's harder.
So for wearability, fire opal, because it's like 6 or 7 on the most scale. So if you like the appearance of opal
Mhm.
and want a harder stone,
Fire agate.
fire agate.
Nicole agreed. Okay.
And they
But
polish really, really nice too. But
I
fire
will
agate,
I will tell you, fire opal and fire agate get confused a lot.
yes.
Fire opal is beautiful, but you have to keep it wet. You got to do a lot to it.
Mhm. Yep,
Fire agate is just like this.
yep. It's a quartz agate blend, so it's got some good hardness. It shines really pretty.
Mhm.
It's really good for helping you accomplish goals and have a sense of motivation. Um, so if you are a procrastinator, if you don't make decisions very easily, it's a really good stone to help you manifest dreams, outcomes, new beginnings, and it also works with the
Dennis, you
crown
said
chakra.
hardness.
Yep, yes, it did. The most hardness scale. Mhm.
Touch that one. Dennis, you do realize he's like my little stepbrother Steven's age, right? Granted, Steven can give me a run for my money on anything. He teaches me stuff that I have no clue on. But still.
Mhm. And it is a good stone for spiritual growth. It helps you find your true purpose and helps put you on like your divine path. So if you feel like you're kind of lost and floating around, this is a stone that can very gently push you towards where you're supposed to be. And it's not like Moldavite where it's going to like just pick you
Smack.
up, drop you from a 50-story building and let you fall there. No,
Yeah.
it's like the little old lady just walking in front of you and just, we're gonna get there. Help me carry the groceries to the door.
Now, fire agate versus amber. Thoughts?
Both have some uh fire aspects, both deal with kind of regulating, calming the emotions. The difference is fire agate is more like a grounding and more like from the bottom up, in
Mhm.
my opinion. Whereas amber is more kind of from the top down. It's more spiritual and more in the head, if that makes sense. Like it deals with the
No,
emotions more, calmness. It does burn away negativity and help with like pains and depression, but it's coming from the mental space down, like down
okay.
through grounding through the heart chakra versus fire agate comes from your feet up.
Eh, true. No, oh, Dennis McCullough. Troll level is over 9,000. Oh, dear God. Yep.
He's gonna break the meter.
He will. He will. Okay. Now, other thing, garnet versus fire agate.
I like them both, but I would
No,
I would rather
no, but I mean their properties, one to the other, and how would they
similar.
intermix?
So they both ward against negativity, but in
Mhm,
different ways. So garnet repels negative spirits,
mhm.
and fire agate burns and returns them.
Hmm.
And they both deal with like the red garnet for like passion, romance, and really good for manifesting. So they kind of have that in common. But its energy is going to be more forward in a sexual sense versus fire agate, which is more on the intimacy side of things. Intimacy side of things. It's more like the forehead kiss.
Um, Dennis, amber can lead to the resurrection of dinosaurs.
True, true.
Roar.
There is that amber fossil that is a
Yes.
dinosaur tail, and they were talking about trying to Jurassic Park it.
Okay. Hold on. Dennis, doesn't garnet have something to do with women's monthly cycles? I don't
Yep.
believe so.
Mm,
Really?
no, it's more so from. I always associate garnet with more of a masculine energy,
Yeah.
and you can also use garnets also for displaced lovers. So if you have a partner that's long distance and buy a pair of garnet and give them one,
Oh, wow.
it's supposed to help keep you guys closer and in contact. Um,
Really?
mhm. I did that when my husband was deployed over.
Well, it must have worked. He's your husband now.
Yep, sent
Or
him on a garnet.
were you guys married then?
We married halfway through our relationship, so it was the first 2 years long distance, and then he would come back for a week, or come back for a month, and I'm gonna see him for like a week or two of that, and
Oh,
then go back, and then lots of Zoom calls and things like that, phone calls, and
that's
then
hard. That's tough.
military. Being a military spouse is rough.
Hey, you would not catch me doing it for all the tea in China. When I started dating, I was like, no firefighters, no cops, no active military.
Fair,
I know
fair.
myself really well, and I was surprised.
I
Um,
didn't think that it was gonna happen because I didn't know he was military until after we'd been dating for a month.
oh no.
And he's like, "Oh, I just moved." And I was
And
like,
you're like, why?
"Oh, oh no." And then he's like, "Yeah, I just got done with basics and I'm out in California on the military base." And I was like, "What?"
What?
Like, that's not like you're not gonna start with that. Like, it took us a month of dating. Like, we talked for a month before that too. I was like,
Word.
it took us a month of like talking and us actually like agreeing to date. And I just now find out that you're in the military. Okay, so I was kind of in it already.
Oh, wait a minute. But he's a Leo and you're an Aries, right?
hmm
Yeah, okay. That fireside impulsive. By the way, hey, I just moved to California. Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Righty do.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, yeah, no, that's definitely something I would have mentioned.
Oh yeah. And a Leo with ADHD.
Never mind, yeah. Well, no, but I was really surprised. I was talking to one of Dennis's friends that he met in college who was retired Navy.
Mhm.
Dennis is retired Navy. And he was like, hey, at least you're not one of these girls that goes and says they love a man in uniform and then cheats on him halfway out.
Yeah, that's really common. That was
He's,
one of his concerns too. Was that like, okay, we're gonna like find out the like you're now dating somebody else and collecting like a part of my paycheck, and it's like, no, no, I'm not doing that.
I was gonna say, you're a monkey and they're wild. You're an Aries, and yeah,
Hmm.
but I don't know. You just don't give off the vibe that
Hmm.
you're,
I'm loyal.
you know, a cheater.
No, no.
Generally, I can smell them a mile away. I'm like, mm.
Mm,
But hold on.
no, me
Um,
being a monkey makes me hate dishonesty.
yeah. Well, to a point.
Hmm.
You love tricks. You love playing tricks. Okay, Dennis. Thankfully, I was no longer active duty. Very true.
Hmm.
And then again, I had been out for almost 10 years when we met. Yep.
Fair, fair.
Yeah, no, it's just, I always, and it's weird. Most of my exes have been ex military. I'm like,
Hmm.
what? You
It's because
know?
they're normally like goofballs.
And that's probably why. Okay. Now I get it. Yeah. Well, my dad never went military. He was either in school or he was in business.
Hmm.
He was very much, and I always figured I would marry somebody in business just because it was for what I felt comfortable with. But go figure.
Hmm.
Anyway, but back on track. Anything else about the fiery agate?
It is associated with Aries and Gemini. It's not like a traditional birthstone. It does vibe really well with us, especially that fire energy, and great gift for the protective aspects.
Oh yeah. Well, now that you've told me about some of the protectionary aspects and the procrastination and all that other fun
Hmm.
stuff, um, yeah, I'm gonna get myself a ring, and I know what some people are getting for Christmas this year.
Oh yeah, and if you want to like really motivate them, pair it with malachite. It's not going to be super aggressive, but it'll help bring in the change. So
Okay.
if they're lacking the motivation and lacking the physical push, that'll kind of give them the like, I'll help you make the right choices, and the choices will present themselves.
Okay. Okay, but aesthetically, would that work?
It wouldn't look great in jewelry together, but it's a good like pocket combo.
Okay. Cool.
Well, they do have. Actually, it might. So some fire agates do have green flashes, like
Yeah.
the one behind you. So depending on how much green it has,
Yeah.
it might. But they might be weird shades of green because that's more of like a peridoti green versus
Yeah. Neon peridot.
the your more emerald green of malachite.
Dennis, woohoo! And you would think that a fire agate would set a malachite on fire. No, you would not.
Well, it just hits that earth energy really hard.
Yeah.
Where it and that one's really good if you do a lot of like work with the land or need some heavy grounding. Use fire agate with other grounding stones.
I was gonna say. Now, also, Nico, go ahead and now, are you on Spotify with your podcast?
It's in the works,
Okay.
but with how long they've had the episodes, I'm hand rendering them
Why
and
are you rendering?
I'm editing them down.
Why?
Get the kids' noises out, and
Anyway,
I can add subtitles to it.
okay. Actually, if you just run them through YouTube, you can get subtitles off of there.
I might just rip them back off of YouTube then.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I take shortcuts. Some people go this way, some people go that way. I prefer the shortcut.
Fair.
I'm technologically challenged.
Mm.
All right. Hold on. The woohoo was for the fact that Fire Agate also links up with Gemini. Um, but I was gonna say, now are you? I know everything's pretty chaotic right now, but are you free Tuesday to do a talk on land beta?
This coming Tuesday is the 17th. Let me check their calendar that they have for podcast. I believe so. She's got a list of dates here. 1 second. And Yep, that works. Our next one's going to be on the 18th. They had a guest that couldn't do a Thursday, so we're doing it on a Wednesday.
Okay. And have you ever thought about, instead of doing this, just an idea, I'm just going to throw it out to you, instead of doing the moving the podcast, the reason why I don't like to move the podcast, granted, these last couple of weeks have been crazy, and you know what? That's because of all the chaos in the background. But normally, I try to keep them to one time slot per day.
Yep.
Have you ever thought about doing like a special podcast with that guest and then doing your regular?
I thought
Like,
about that, but what I'm probably going to end up doing is we'll record the Wednesday and then I will upload as a preload on Thursday. So you take the recording and then you can launch that the following day when you would normally
yeah,
schedule.
I know, but I was going to say, if you want to do it
Yeah,
live,
I'd prefer to do it live, but the girls had complications with their schedules.
okay.
And I was
And
like,
I
okay, the
find it out.
author could do Wednesdays and the girls can't do Wednesdays. So it's me and Gypsy
Okay.
and then her guest. And I was like, okay, okay.
That's why I said just do like a holiday special.
Yep.
Be like, by the way, this is our special program. Yay! And
Mhm.
then we go to our regular program.
Yep.
Okay, hold on.
I'll pitch it to him and see. Because then I have to come up with an on the spot, what are we doing on Thursday?
Well, what do you want to do on Thursday?
I think.
Why don't you do a talk about ley lines on Thursday?
Okay. So, because the one we're doing next week is on. What is that? Elemental magic, working spells through the different elements, the why and the how, and stuff like that. Where it's like, because a lot of modern witchcraft goes through the fire element, which for somebody like me makes it kind of really easy to break when all you do is fire spells.
Interesting.
Because if everything you do is candle magic, I know exactly which element to take it back from.
Well,
But they're fast. They're fast and they manifest really quick. So like I get it. And I'm an Aries. I like fire element. Like who doesn't love a good fire?
Stacy Lynn Cervella. Hello. Hello, Stacy.
No.
Thanks for joining us. By the way, Nico, how do you check if I'm hexed or my business?
Um
Outside of the matchstick thing, because I don't have any matches. I'm not kidding. I don't have matches anywhere in the house.
you can pull 3 tarot cards. Look at the first one is um the problems going on. The middle one is like what's happening around it, and then the last one is how you fix it. If one of the first 2 cards are swords,
Mhm.
likely.
Okay. So pull 3 cards, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Shuffle first.
Yep.
Okay. Here
And
we
then
go.
think about the situation, like what's been going on. If either the first 2 cards are sword.
5 of Pentacles reversed. 9 of Wands reversed. Page of Wands reversed. Or Shaman, Pumpkinhead, and Necromancer. I like my monsters deck.
Otherwise, candle wax. Light a candle, let the wax melt, and then cup of water with a pin in the bottom,
Pin or
like
pen?
a sewing pin.
Okay, a pin. Just
Pin,
straight
like
pin
a
or
sewing needle. Yep.
oh, a needle. Okay, yep.
Yep. Straight pin.
Okay.
Yep. And then put that in the bottom of the glass, and then pour your wax over, and then ask, you know, is this magical interference? If it hits the pin, yes. If it doesn't, ask, did it come by fire? Did it come by water? Did it come by earth? And repeat until, go through those. Was it from a place I've been, spooky haunted place? Did I bring a spirit back I shouldn't have?
Okay, and so it's only in the cup of water. At the bottom is the needle. Then you
Yep.
got candle wax, and
hmm
it's only if it actually hits the needle that's a yes.
That or weird shapes in the wax. So like you'll get kind of like tea reading where like you get those really weird wax shapes in there, and you're like, why does it look like a hooded figure in my wax?
Yeah.
Yeah, those kind of.
Okay. Root of the problem, what I can do about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Swanks. All right. And would you mind doing one of these candle demonstrations on air once we get past all this God-rending chaos?
Yes, I just finally figured out. I may need your help with that because how I did it on the last one, I set my phone up on on my other email, so I was a third person, and I had my own camera view off my desk. Or can I switch camera view off of a different device?
What you can do, are you using StreamYard?
Yep.
Oh, perfect. Okay. What you can do is you can share a window. You see that little present thing down there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like, hold on. Share screen. You can, here. Okay. So you can share screen.
Okay, so I could pre-record and then play.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Or you can actually open a video on your computer. Hold on just a minute here.
Okay. See, because I added myself as an extra presenter on our podcast to do an egg DIY to show people how to read eggs. So I
Dennis
had
did, Dennis did
egg
that one.
POV.
Yeah.
It bogged my internet up so bad.
Yeah, that's why I don't like to do that. I would prefer to pre-record it. And then basically what you do is you download the video onto your computer, you open it, you pause it, and then you go to that present and go,
Okay, that makes
you know.
sense.
And
Yep.
then what you can do, you don't have to have any voice, but you
Mm.
can talk somebody through it while the video's going.
Okay.
Or like I said, hell, I'll do it with you on here. Record it, play it on yours, play it on mine. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah.
Sweet. We'll do demonstration specials. Okay. Well, I am not going to take up too much more time because I've got more problems to go deal with. And also, I can't go to the bathroom at my house and flush the toilet. So,
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Did I mention how much I hate plumbing issues?
Water issues. Period. I don't care if it's plumbing, if it's water coming in, pipes. No, they
I
all
just
suck.
I hate all issues. I just want my home to be fine.
Worse when sewage is involved, but like plumbing issues in general suck.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, hey, would you pull a card for me and see if I'm hexed?
Yep. 1 second.
I know you just love this. You're like, you're getting all the free ratings. Yes, I am. Dennis, I'll play Santa for the holiday special. Perfect. We're going to show you doing an egg cleansing on Santa. And Dennis, tissue paper didn't fare well with fire. No, it did not.
No, that often doesn't. Just be glad you don't have Vesta powder near it.
Okay, then.
Vesta powder is potassium nitrate. It's what they used for self-starting incense.
Nice. No, that would definitely not go well with fire. Nothing to spice up the candle reading with, huh?
Interesting. So my deck uses the fire element for its sword equivalents.
Yeah, they flipped it.
And you got 7, or what is that? 7 of fire.
Okay.
So 7 swords.
Okay.
Possible? I don't know. Do I have a pendulum over here? When in doubt, just ask a yes or no.
Yeah, no, and that's generally what I do. But I'm curious, when you originally messaged me over chat, I just honestly didn't want to know, but things have just gotten worse. And I know there's magic being used here and there. It's
to the point when it becomes overwhelming. You're sitting there like, okay, You know, for me, it's once is interesting, twice is a concern, three times is far more than a coincidence.
Onslaught. We're at
Yeah.
onslaught levels, but we've been there for a couple of years. It's just picking up speed.
Mm-hmm. It says yes. I got forward and backward, which is my yes. Is this by fire? No. Is it by water? Unsure. Is it by air? No. Is it by earth? Yes. Okay, that makes sense. If it was, that wouldn't surprise me because with the issues that you said that you feel with the land or the ley lines,
Yeah.
it coming through Earth and it taking this long, that kind of makes sense because Earth is a slower element to move through. But generally, when you do things based out of Earth, you're laying things to rest, or you're either laying things to rest or you're setting them up for like a long term suffering.
Okay. And I will tell you, I had heard a superstition that when you taste ashes, somebody's working on you.
Mhm. The
Uh,
other one's an egg, or to check an egg.
mm-hmm.
Honestly, just take an egg to work with you, put it in a you know put it in a cup with some water. That way, nobody bumps it and cracks it on accident.
Yeah.
Let it sit for a couple hours. Crack it, and then let the egg sit for at least 15 minutes. I like to leave mine sit for 30 minutes if possible,
Okay.
and then check where your bubbles are sitting. If you get a lot of the spiky needles
Okay.
or your yolk breaks, um, red spots in the yolk, those are all indicators that somebody's sending negative intentions for you. If the white's cloudy, negative energies around you. Um, Bubbles, like big bubbles coming towards the top of the water, is negativity that's working its way out. And then bubbles that are really close down by the yolk are your spirit's taking care of energy that's around you.
Okay.
And then if you see like silhouettes of faces in the yolk, a wide face, like a wide round face, is a man, and a thin, narrow face is a woman. Which, if somebody's doing work, they may show up, or you may see an eye show up in the yolk. Sometimes in the whites too. I've had like a whole walking person show up in my egg white before.
And you're like,
And I'm sitting there like, because I was like, this has been a really, really weird, and I don't like it. And then I did an egg, and I was like, what the hell's in my egg? Need to do another one. Ew.
okay. So the egg cleansing will take it away.
It so you can do to it will act as the diagnostic, and then to remove it, you're going to go throw that at a crossroads with some tobacco.
Throw the egg at a
Yeah.
crossroads
Mm,
with
go
tobacco.
drop it at a crossroads with tobacco or a shooter of liquor
Okay.
to pay them to send it on its way. Or the modern witchcraft version is to turn it into a michelada. So add your hot sauce, your chili powder, black pepper, salt, flush her down the toilet, and send it back.
I like that better.
Mm,
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, definitely got to do something but this has really been ongoing. This has been
mm-hmm.
ongoing for multiple years. So it's
Well, and if
just
it's
gotten a
worked
lot
through,
worse.
yeah, if it's worked through Earth, that would make sense though because it's not a short, quick little like you're gonna have really bad luck for a couple days. No,
No.
it's agonizing and slow, and then like think of being buried and now you're running out of breath.
Okay. That's why to send it through Earth. I
Mm-hmm.
will tell you this started the second I got the building on 63rd and Hickman.
No, it could be. an issue with the land and it's the land itself and not being directly targeted towards you. It could have been, it could be in the land. It could be
Can
something that
you
was brought to the shop. Like there's variables.
check for me?
Yeah, I can do some divination and walk around on the astral side and see if I
I
can.
I'm gonna ask you something, Nico. Please don't do anything astrally. I'm very worried. I know, you're an Aries and you're like, I'm a badass and everything, but I am very, very worried. Please, just do the divination. Okay?
Okay.
Very uncomfortable with what's been going on for the past few years, and then lately it has really sped up. The difference, I always say that everybody asks, what's the difference between the universe showing you your path in a hard fashion because you're hard headed and working? Very simple. The universe does not hurt the people around you maliciously.
Mm-mm. It's gonna put that gross person in your life so you can learn to get the backbone, but it's
Yeah.
not gonna like light your pants on fire and point and laugh at you.
Yeah, it's not going to attack your kids, your family, nothing like that. So no, I know the difference.
Yeah.
Because yes, I am hard headed, and yes, I'm going to be straight with you. It takes a lot to deter me, you know.
Mm,
But no, the universe is not that malicious.
no.
Anyhosen, thank you. But I can't use the bathroom, so mwah, I'll see you next Tuesday. All right. All right, guys. Now, if you want to get in touch with Nico, can you put in, well,
Yeah,
private chat your information, the Crystal
I,
Heathen on TikTok, but also within the Cauldron podcast.
I
Is
got you.
well, actually,
I
vodcast,
made a
right?
link.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
I made it's all in one place.
Do
So
you have
that's the
do you have
Facebook
Adobe?
group. I don't have Adobe.
Okay. Would you like me to make you a QR code for this?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Because I've got Adobe. I'm paying for it. I might as well use it, right? Hold on just a second here. And actually, it's going to be Dennis that makes the QR code because he's way better at it than I am. Hold on
See,
here.
but I used that for my TikTok page so that I can just click the link and this is where you can find us. Find everything in one place. You
Okay.
only give me 80 characters to do so.
Oh, God, I know, right? It's just like, really,
Mm,
guys? Okay, there we go. Now that's in the link, and that's going to go to both YouTube and Facebook. And Facebook is steadily growing as far as eyes on everything. So, yeah. All right, guys. Get in touch with Nico because he's awesome. Watch the podcast because he's got a lot of cool info.
mhm.
And if you guys want to hear about a crystal, let me know in the comments. Oh, Stacy Lynn, many blessings to you and to
You
you.
as well.
All right. Thanks, Nico.
No problem. Have a great night, guys.
You too. Oh, and thanks for coming on.
No problem.
All right.